When parties want to conclude a clinical investigation agreement, or CIA, they often end up in time-consuming negotiations. Although ISO 14155 lists very clearly the expected roles and responsibilities of the parties, other areas of agreements may be less defined in the laws and regulations and lead to discussions. The main areas are the following: contract parties and signature page, namely the very beginning and end of the contract, the responsibilities of the parties towards ethics committees and local regulatory authorities, termination and suspension, data protection, insurance, indemnification clause, publication and property rights. Every contract starts with naming the contract parties. Besides the full name of the party at this point, the contract has to include the full address and, if it is a company or institution, the name and title of the person who represents the party. Here are some general recommendations that may be helpful. The sponsor, the investigation site, and the investigator should be listed as contract partners as recommended by ISO 14155. If there is more than one investigator, they may be either listed as additional contract partners, or it has to be made clear in the contract that the principal investigator and/or the investigation site will be responsible for them. The investigation site is usually a hospital, university, or another medical institution. It needs to be represented by a person who is authorized to sign the contract on its behalf. This usually is the Director of Administration or the Rector or Dean of the university, or any other person who can legally represent the institution. Sometimes it is the Director of a certain department. In this case, please double-check that he is authorized to do so. In case of uncertainties, please seek the advice of a lawyer. The contract has to be signed by the same people who are named as contract partners in the beginning, or who are named as their authorized legal representatives.